Today we're going to be checking out what is arguably one of the best self-help books ever written. Welcome back to Getting Your Craft Together with Christy. Today we're diving into one of the best books ever written in the field of business and self-help. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now I'll tell you, this book was written a long time ago. In fact, it was released right after the Great Depression. That being said, everything in this book is applicable today. In fact, there's even some updated versions because a lot of the examples that he gives are archaic, but the principles behind them still hold true. Probably one of the biggest takeaways from this book is how powerful our minds are. We have no idea the power of the subconscious mind. And Napoleon Hill wants us to harness that power. This book, a lot of the content is specifically dedicated to help you master that 6 inches between your ears. Like, it's so critical that you harness the power of your subconscious mind. So one of the first things that he's going to do is he's going to help you put together some affirmations. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. If you watch Saturday Night Live like I did, you're probably thinking, you know, that whole Jack Handy, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me, right? Like, I'm not talking affirmations like that. What we're talking about is having a very clear picture of what you want to achieve and what you are going to do to achieve it. That's one of the things that I really appreciate about this book is it's not, I would say it's not all pie in the sky. If you believe it, you can achieve it. There's a little bit of that, but Napoleon actually says, he says, you know, you need to write down a very clear plan of what you're going to do. So how much money, by when, and what services are you going to do to get it, right? Nothing in this world comes for free. So the affirmations that he has you do, he's actually going to have you write them down. You're going to put together a plan, and you're actually going to read that plan every single day, every morning and every night. But the affirmations is just the first part. You take what it is that you want to achieve, how you're going to get there, what you're going to do, and the next part is to put some emotion behind it, to understand the feeling of achieving what it is that you're going to feel, what it's like to already have in your possession the goal that you want, having already accomplished it. You take that emotion and you truly feel it. And the third part of that is, so it's the affirmation, the emotion, and the third part of that is the visualization. And you see, like, I'll probably watch this video back and drive myself nuts because I keep closing my eyes, but that's the power of the visualization. He has you visualize yourself as if you've already achieved your goal. And again, you connect it with a deep emotion. What does it feel like to walk on that stage and accept your diploma from graduating from college or high school or whatever it is, right? Like, what would that feel like? Who would you be if you were already in possession of this big goal? Lastly, I want to share some of my favorite quotes from Napoleon Hill because I really want you guys to get excited about reading this book. Quote number 1, if you don't see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. He spends so much time on that affirmation, emotion, visualization, because that's what's truly going to help you continue to push on when you want to stop. Quote number 2, positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One or the other must dominate. It is your responsibility to make sure that it's a positive emotion consulting in the dominating influence of your mind. I feel like a broken record, right? Like, it's so true. We cannot be thinking about positive things and negative things at the same time. So when you get into that habit of thinking negative, immediately tell yourself to shut up and replace it with that positive thought, that positive affirmation, and move forward. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's one of the fluffier quotes from the book. But again, remember I told you, Thomas Edison and Henry Ford, they were big influences on this book. And I love that quote by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So much of it starts right here in our minds. Last one is, a goal is a dream with a deadline. one of the most practical applications that you're going to get from this book, in fact, it's our actionable insight from today, is I want you to write down the goal, the dream. What is it that you want to achieve? Be very specific, because we need to know all of the details, because you're going to achieve that goal. So write down the goal. What is it that you want to achieve? What are you going to do to get there? What does it look like? What does it feel like when you get there? Who will you be? What kind of person will you be? What influence will you have had on others when you reach that goal? I'm so excited for you guys to read this book. It's one of these books I go back to every single year and I learn something more. So get ready, buckle up, and think and grow rich. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Now, if you like this content, make sure to follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and of course, subscribe to all of our amazing content on YouTube.